On today's IRS tax refund update, we will take a look at the latest developments as we enter into the month of July, including the next rounds of tax refunds scheduled for release. And from there, we will recap some of those ongoing issues still impacting tax filers waiting on tax refunds, including the need to complete ID verification, and the top notices that the IRS continues to send out to those experiencing delays, as well as options for further tax assistance beyond the IRS customer service line. Now, starting with the latest, as the next batch of tax refunds is scheduled for release on July 2nd, 7th, and 14th as confirmed by the refund status results and tax transcripts seen here. And if you are part of this latest refund batch and have chosen to receive that refund via direct deposit, you should see that refund post to your bank account by that refund date, and in some cases possibly before, depending on your bank. But do allow 5 additional days after the refund date for it to post to your bank account before initiating a payment trace with the IRS. Meanwhile, those who are receiving paper checks should receive it in the mail within 7 to 10 days of that refund date. We are still hearing from a number of viewers who are still experiencing delays due to the need to complete ID verification in order to have their tax return fully processed and refund released, and are often encountering the action required message box, as seen here, when checking on the status of their tax refund. And a problem some viewers are reporting is not receiving in the mail the necessary IRS letter which is needed to complete ID verification online. Now, this notice, the 5071C letter, is the most common letter being sent out to those impacted by ID verification, and again is necessary to complete the verification process online, as it contains a control number which must be entered online to start the process. However, what several of our viewers have reported is they have been forced to contact the IRS by phone to have a notice sent out to them after they never received it in the mail. And until the verification process is complete, the refund will be kept on hold as a result. For those who are impacted by ID verification and have not received that notice and do not choose to wait for a replacement letter to be sent out, the other course of action would be to schedule an appointment at your local IRS office to complete the ID verification process in person. However, it is important to schedule an appointment beforehand and to bring in all requested paperwork, including valid photo identification and a copy of your recent tax returns to complete the process. Also, do note, if you complete the ID verification process online, it will say after successful completion to allow up to 9 weeks for processing. However, based on viewer feedback, that time frame has been closer to around 3 weeks. Recapping some of the top notices that will be sent out by the IRS this tax season, including IRS Letter 2644C, also known as the 30-day notice, which is sent by the IRS to impacted tax filers that the processing of their tax return is taking additional time. And a major reason for this letter being sent out is the IRS still needs to review the tax information provided by the tax filers, employer-specifically wage information, so they can match what your employer reported and compare it to your return for accuracy. And it is not uncommon to receive several of these letters while waiting for your return to be processed and refund issued. Another letter is from the CP05 series of notices, which is when the IRS is requesting additional documentation from you, specifically wage documents such as pay stubs or tax forms, confirming what you entered on your tax return is correct before processing can continue, as well as the CP75 letter, which is sent to those claiming certain tax credits like the Earned Income Tax Credit, asking the tax filer to provide specific documentation as it relates to their dependents, such as a birth certificate and/or proof of residency. Meanwhile, many viewers are unable to get a resolution on their tax return status by contacting the IRS and have been asking other options that are available. And we do suggest for those still seeking assistance to reach out to the taxpayer advocate, who will assign a caseworker to you and who will communicate with the IRS on their behalf. And many viewers over the last several years have confirmed success when having the taxpayer advocate assist them. And another option is contacting your congressional representative for help. And again, another option that has worked for our viewers, and for further assistance, please use the contact information listed here. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.